So it's 4th of July, and I'm like trying to make any kind of semblance of like my 3D Earth reality, and it is so incredibly fucked. Like, I'm so disgusted. Like, we're putting an end to this shit. Anyways, I'm sitting out here. I have my vegan macaroni and cheese. I'm eating alone, which is not what I want. I'm having a hard time living alone, and also committed to my healing. And I just want to be in the presence of someone who will actually love and care for me. So until that happens, it's like this wound just keeps getting ripped and ripped and ripped, and it's just, damn, like, I don't know. Like, I'm hoping this is the core root of this tearing apart of my fairy garden today. I do a lot of seed planting of wild native plants. I like to think that I'm here trying to save the earth and help the earth, like totally dressed in festival gear, but like, I don't know, it's stuff like this. It's definitely a deep trigger, and there's gonna be no festivals for me. I'm gonna probably have to do some kind of either a deep meditation session or something, because like, I don't know, like, I'm just having a hard time making sense of why anyone thinks it's okay to continually abuse a being. And by being, I mean me. These people don't see that their continual abuse throughout several years has really fucked me up, neurologically, physically, mentally. It's getting to the point where I'm afraid that I'm going to go retarded, start drooling, and just sit in a corner, because like, my soul, my whole essence is continually squashed, continually like stomped on, and I just don't understand. Like, so my father absolutely hates me and rejects me. And so today, when I saw him coming around and ripping apart my fairy garden and telling me how stupid it was, at this point in my awakening journey, I was able to identify the way he was looking at me through his eyes. He was projecting rejection into me, into me, deep into a seed. And I was taken back to subconscious patterning that started from like birth. You know what I mean? I don't know if he looked at me when I was born and was like, oh my God, I don't want a baby, or like, I don't know what happened when I was born. But the hatred that came through his eyes into me was the seed that I was pretty much, I don't want to say created from. I really truly want to believe that I am a seed being of light, and that it was his hatred that put the pain there, that it is not truly what I am from. However, I haven't figured that out yet. But I did identify the rejection. So here's how I'm healing with this rejection, and I don't know if I can consider this father wound and necessarily an abandonment wound, but it could be tied in there, because the fact that he basically rejects me is also a sense of abandonment. So imagine being a baby, you know, oh yay, coming to earth, fucking trap. And then only being looked at through eyes of hatred. And then how does this hatred grow inside of oneself? It grows the same way a flower would, I guess, all over until it like takes up the very core essence. And the worst part about it is I didn't know about any of this. And it's ruined my life. And so as I sit here alone, eating my macaroni and cheese, thinking, well, goddamn, if I would have been born unto people who looked at me through eyes of love, acceptance, wanting you, maybe. I wonder how different. I wonder if I'd be happily married with a husband who loved me properly, and if I had my kids running around with me right now. But I've been learning a lot of shit, and people will coin this term as daddy issues, but it's honestly so much deeper than something called daddy issues. It's called a father wound. I mean, and they say that if your father wound is present, not everyone has this. I mean, some people truly have a father that loves them, lifts them up, spoils them, wants to see them happy. I grew up with a father and mother who, anytime they would see me maybe have one shred of a smile, they would immediately tear it down, find a way to rip that apart. And I'm still seeing it now. But I'm really only seeing it now through a perspective. Because before then, I truly believed that, like, I'm the horrible shit that deserves to be kicked around and treated like garbage. But this has come out in all my relationships pretty much. Like, I've managed to attract men who, like, internally will reject me. So it's been a great number of years suffering from this. I want to be done with the wound altogether. So instead of numbing myself, it hurts. I'm feeling through the pain. I'm going to be doing a lot of spiritual work to remove this pain. However, you know, guys really need to be held accountable for what they do. I mean, this is really fucked up. So one quick little story just to give examples of how a father wound of rejection can repeat a pattern. Because we don't consciously think, oh no, it may cut me off, and I don't want it to cut me off. I'm not going to answer, but it's a really important call. Now I kind of forgot what I was saying. You guys, you don't consciously pick someone. Like they say, oh, you'll pick a guy who's like your dad. And it's like, I would never pick a guy that was like my dad. Oh my God, I hated growing up with my dad. I hated being associated with my dad because he was so awful to me. And like, consciously, I never picked guys that looked anything like him, but the way that they would reject my needs or shit on me when they would see me being happy. Like, for example, I had a successful night at a lipstick thing. I was doing my part-time job. I got dressed up. I went to a hair salon. I was selling my lipsticks. I was feeling quite proud of myself. Enjoyed my evening there in the company of other women. Had just maybe one glass of wine. I was just feeling great, you know? And I came home. My husband had had everything done with the kids. It was great. The whole house was clean. He was always great at that. And I just wanted to spend some time with him. And like, I decided to open up another drink, and I was like having another drink. I was getting loose, kind of dancing around, enjoying myself, stretching my body. I was just trying to feel real feminine and good. And like, so I was trying to like do some stuff, so he'd kind of look over at me and he's like, I don't know what you're doing, but you smell like a booze hound and you look like a buffoon. And like, at that moment, as I was enjoying, like, connecting to a happy time in a moment, you know, I just felt this immediate shutdown of darkness when he said that to me. And it takes you back to like maybe when I was a kid coloring a picture, and my dad would say, God, you can't even color. Look at you. You're all outside the lines. These colors don't go together. You know, stuff like that. It's like anything you do is just met with rejection and unacceptance. And it does come out in uglier ways. And this is healing the father wound. And there'll be more talk on this.